Omega-3 fatty acids are among the most remarkable nutrients for the human brain, quietly shaping the structure and function of neurons in ways that influence memory, focus, and emotional resilience. Found abundantly in fatty fish such as salmon, mackerel, and sardines, as well as in plant sources like flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts. These essential fats are not merely components of a healthy diet, they are fundamental building blocks for the brain's architecture. Every neuron is enveloped in a membrane composed largely of lipids, and omega-3s, particularly DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, are integral to maintaining the fluidity and flexibility of these membranes. This fluidity is not a superficial property. It determines how effectively neurons communicate with one another, how efficiently neurotransmitters are released and received, and how well synapses adapt during learning and memory formation. Without adequate omega-3 intake, neuronal signaling can become sluggish. Synaptic plasticity, the ability of connections to strengthen or weaken in response to experience, can be compromised, and the brain's resilience to stress and injury diminishes. The benefits of omega-3s extend beyond structural support. They actively participate in reducing inflammation within the brain, which is increasingly recognized as a key factor in cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases. Microglia, the brain's immune cells, become more balanced and less likely to trigger chronic inflammatory responses when omega-3 levels are sufficient. This modulation not only protects neurons from damage, but also supports processes such as memory consolidation and emotional regulation. Research suggests that regular consumption of omega-3 rich foods can enhance working memory, improve attention span, and even influence mood, potentially mitigating anxiety and depressive tendencies. In essence, these fats are not merely fuel, they are active participants in maintaining the brain's delicate chemical and electrical balance. Omega-3s also influence the formation and maintenance of dendritic spines, the tiny protrusions on neurons where synapses form. The density and shape of these spines are directly linked to learning capacity and memory retention. In aging populations, where dendritic complexity tends to decline, dietary intake of DHA and EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, helps preserve these structures, supporting cognitive longevity. Studies in both humans and animal models demonstrate that diets rich in omega-3s correlate with enhanced synaptic function, faster learning, and better memory recall, underscoring the profound impact of these fats on everyday brain performance. The interplay between omega-3s and cardiovascular health further strengthens their role in brain function. Efficient blood flow delivers oxygen and nutrients to neurons, and omega-3s help maintain healthy blood vessels, reduce triglycerides, and modulate blood pressure. By supporting the brain's vascular system, these fats ensure that neurons receive a continuous supply of the energy they need to maintain electrical signaling and metabolic balance. This dual action, structural support and vascular enhancement, makes omega-3s uniquely powerful for preserving cognitive clarity across the lifespan. Incorporating omega-3s into daily nutrition does not require extreme measures. Simple additions, such as a portion of fatty fish several times a week, sprinkling flax seeds over breakfast, or including walnuts as a snack, provide the body with the essential fats necessary for optimal brain function. Over time, consistent intake nurtures neuronal membranes, strengthens synaptic connections, and fortifies the brain's ability to adapt, remember, and process information efficiently. Antioxidant-rich foods are among the most powerful allies in protecting the brain from the subtle wear and tear of daily life and the cumulative effects of aging. Berries, such as blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries, along with dark chocolate, provide a dense source of polyphenols and flavonoids, compounds that act as potent scavengers of free radicals. These free radicals are unstable molecules that can damage cellular structures, including neurons, through oxidative stress, a process increasingly recognized as a central factor in cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases. By neutralizing these reactive molecules, antioxidants help preserve the integrity of neuronal membranes, maintain synaptic function, and protect the delicate networks responsible for learning and memory. Oxidative stress is not a distant, abstract process. It occurs continuously as the brain metabolizes oxygen and glucose to generate energy. The brain is especially vulnerable because it consumes roughly 20% of the body's oxygen, yet contains relatively low levels of intrinsic antioxidant defenses compared to other organs. This imbalance means that neurons are particularly sensitive to damage from reactive oxygen species, which can disrupt neurotransmitter release, impair receptor function, and even trigger cell death if unchecked. Regular intake of antioxidant-rich foods supports the brain's natural defense systems, helping to neutralize oxidative molecules before they can compromise neuronal communication or interfere with cognitive processes. Beyond neutralizing free radicals, polyphenols in berries and dark chocolate exert additional protective effects by reducing inflammation in the brain. Chronic inflammation, often subtle and undetected for years, can impair synaptic plasticity and weaken the formation of new neural connections. Antioxidants modulate signaling pathways in microglial cells, which serve as the brain's immune sentinels, encouraging balanced immune responses and minimizing the risk of excessive inflammatory reactions. By maintaining a healthier inflammatory environment, these foods help support memory consolidation, learning, and emotional regulation. Antioxidants also enhance cerebral blood flow, ensuring that neurons receive sufficient oxygen and nutrients to sustain optimal function. Flavonoids, in particular, have been shown to stimulate nitric oxide production in endothelial cells lining blood vessels, causing dilation and improving circulation. Enhanced blood flow supports not only immediate cognitive performance, such as focus and attention, but also long-term brain health by reducing the risk of vascular-related cognitive decline. In this way, antioxidant-rich foods act on multiple fronts, protecting cells from oxidative damage, reducing harmful inflammation, and improving nutrient delivery to support ongoing neuronal activity. The cumulative effects of incorporating antioxidant-rich foods into the diet are significant. Over time, regular consumption of berries and dark chocolate contributes to sharper memory, faster information processing, and greater resilience against cognitive stressors. Even subtle improvements, such as enhanced attention span or reduced mental fatigue, reflect the profound influence these compounds have on neural health. By choosing foods rich in antioxidants, individuals actively participate in protecting their neurons, maintaining synaptic efficiency, and fostering a brain environment conducive to learning, memory, and emotional stability. Leafy greens and cruciferous vegetables are remarkable contributors to brain health, providing a dense array of vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients that actively support cognitive function. Vegetables such as spinach, kale, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts supply folate, vitamin K, and other micronutrients that play essential roles in maintaining neuronal communication, supporting neurotransmitter synthesis, and protecting the brain from oxidative stress. Folate, for example, is a key cofactor in the production of neurotransmitters such as serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine, which regulate mood, attention, and motivation. Adequate folate intake helps ensure that neurons can transmit signals efficiently, supporting mental clarity and the ability to process complex information. Without sufficient folate, these biochemical pathways may falter, leading to subtle cognitive slowing, impaired memory consolidation, and increased vulnerability to neurodegenerative processes. Vitamin K, abundant in leafy greens, contributes to brain health by regulating sphingolipid metabolism, which is critical for the structure and maintenance of neuronal membranes. Sphingolipids provide stability to the lipid bilayer of neurons, enabling more effective signal transmission and enhancing synaptic plasticity, the brain's ability to form and strengthen connections in response to experience. This plasticity underpins learning, memory, and adaptation, and it declines gradually with age. By supplying nutrients that support membrane integrity and synaptic function, cruciferous and leafy vegetables help preserve cognitive resilience in older adults, offering a dietary foundation for sustained mental performance. In addition to folate and vitamin K, these vegetables provide a wealth of antioxidants, including lutein, beta-carotene, and vitamin C, which protect neurons from oxidative stress and inflammation. Oxidative stress, a natural byproduct of cellular metabolism, can damage DNA, lipids, and proteins in neurons, disrupting their function over time. The antioxidants found in leafy greens act as scavengers of free radicals, neutralizing these harmful molecules before they compromise synaptic efficiency or trigger inflammatory cascades that impair learning and memory. By reducing oxidative damage, these nutrients contribute not only to immediate cognitive performance, but also to the long-term preservation of brain health. Cruciferous vegetables, in particular, contain compounds such as sulforaphane and indole-3-carbinol, which have been shown to activate cellular defense mechanisms. These compounds enhance the brain's ability to detoxify harmful substances, support mitochondrial function, and modulate inflammatory responses. Mitochondria, the energy-producing organelles within neurons, are especially sensitive to damage over time, and their optimal function is essential for sustaining high levels of mental performance. By supporting mitochondrial efficiency, these phytonutrients help ensure that neurons have the energy needed for rapid signaling, memory formation, and attention maintenance. Regular consumption of leafy greens and cruciferous vegetables establishes a steady supply of these critical nutrients, creating a protective environment for the brain. Including them in daily meals, whether as salads, smoothies, stir-fries, or side dishes, ensures that neurons receive the biochemical tools they need to communicate effectively, maintain structural integrity, and resist cognitive decline. Over weeks and months, the benefits accumulate, supporting sharper memory, faster thinking, and greater adaptability, and helping the brain remain resilient as the body ages, fostering sustained mental clarity and emotional balance. Whole grains and complex carbohydrates are fundamental to sustaining optimal brain function, providing a steady and reliable supply of glucose, the primary energy source for neurons. Unlike simple sugars, which cause rapid spikes and crashes in blood sugar, complex carbohydrates found in oats, brown rice, quinoa, barley, and whole grain bread release glucose gradually into the bloodstream. This slow, sustained delivery ensures that the brain receives a constant supply of fuel, supporting mental focus, alertness, and cognitive endurance throughout the day. The brain consumes approximately 20% of the body's energy, and even slight fluctuations in glucose availability can influence concentration, memory encoding, and the ability to process information efficiently. By incorporating whole grains into daily meals, individuals create a metabolic environment that stabilizes energy levels and promotes consistent neural performance. Beyond supplying energy, whole grains contribute essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber that indirectly support brain health. B vitamins, such as thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, and folate, are abundant in many whole grains and serve as critical cofactors in the production of neurotransmitters and cellular energy.
These vitamins help convert glucose into adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, the energy currency of cells, ensuring that neurons have the fuel necessary to generate electrical signals and maintain synaptic plasticity. In addition, magnesium, iron, and zinc present in whole grains play important roles in maintaining synaptic function, modulating neurotransmission, and supporting neuronal growth and repair. The cumulative effect of these micronutrients is a brain that can operate at peak efficiency, processing information quickly while resisting fatigue and cognitive decline. Fiber in whole grains also influences brain function indirectly by supporting gut health, which is increasingly recognized as interconnected with cognitive performance. A healthy gut microbiome produces metabolites and neuroactive compounds that communicate with the central nervous system, modulating mood, inflammation, and even memory. Consuming fiber-rich grains encourages the growth of beneficial bacteria, which in turn contribute to a more balanced inflammatory state and enhanced neurotransmitter production. This gut-brain axis highlights the broader impact of diet on neural health, demonstrating that whole grains do more than provide immediate fuel. They cultivate an internal environment conducive to long-term cognitive resilience. The steady glucose supply from complex carbohydrates stabilizes insulin and stress hormone levels, which have profound implications for mood and cognitive function. Sudden spikes in blood sugar can trigger reactive hypoglycemia, leaving the brain temporarily energy deprived and causing symptoms such as mental fog, irritability, and reduced attention span. Whole grains mitigate these swings, creating a smooth metabolic profile that supports sustained mental clarity and emotional balance. This is particularly important for older adults whose insulin sensitivity and metabolic flexibility often decline with age, making stable energy supply even more critical for maintaining focus, memory, and problem-solving ability. Incorporating whole grains into daily nutrition is simple yet profoundly effective. Starting the day with oatmeal, choosing brown rice for lunch, or enjoying whole grain bread at dinner provides a continuous energy foundation for the brain. Over time, these dietary habits reinforce stable neural activity, support efficient communication between neurons, and promote resilience against cognitive stressors, enhancing memory, attention, and mental endurance, while contributing to overall brain health and longevity.
Nuts, seeds, and other sources of healthy fats are essential allies in maintaining brain health, offering a combination of nutrients that support neuronal structure, signaling, and overall cognitive resilience. Foods such as almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and flax seeds provide a rich supply of monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, including omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, which are fundamental for maintaining the fluidity and integrity of neuronal membranes. These fats form the structural backbone of neurons, ensuring that electrical impulses can travel efficiently across synapses and that neurotransmitters are released and received effectively. Without adequate healthy fats, membranes can become less flexible, slowing communication between brain cells and reducing the efficiency of learning, memory consolidation, and emotional regulation. In addition to structural support, nuts and seeds provide key micronutrients such as vitamin E, magnesium, zinc, and selenium, all of which play critical roles in protecting neurons from oxidative stress and supporting enzymatic processes essential for cognition. Vitamin E, in particular, acts as a lipid-soluble antioxidant, guarding neuronal membranes against damage caused by free radicals, which are highly reactive molecules that accumulate during normal metabolism and environmental exposure. This protective function is especially important in the aging brain, where natural antioxidant defenses are reduced, making neurons more vulnerable to damage that can impair memory, attention, and problem-solving abilities. Magnesium and zinc contribute to neurotransmitter regulation and synaptic plasticity, while selenium supports antioxidant enzyme systems, collectively maintaining a balanced environment for neuronal function. Nuts and seeds also support vascular health, which is closely linked to cognitive performance. The brain relies on a rich and consistent blood supply to deliver oxygen, glucose, and other essential nutrients, and healthy fats help maintain the elasticity of blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and prevent plaque formation in arteries. By ensuring efficient cerebral blood flow, these foods help neurons receive the energy and oxygen they need for sustained electrical activity, promoting sharp mental clarity and reducing the risk of vascular-related cognitive decline. The combination of direct neuronal support and improved circulation makes these foods uniquely beneficial for overall brain function. Beyond the biochemical advantages, nuts and seeds offer benefits through their influence on metabolism and inflammation. They help stabilize blood sugar levels, providing consistent energy for the brain, while reducing the risk of insulin spikes that can impair attention and memory. Many of the compounds found in these foods, such as polyphenols and phytosterols, exhibit anti-inflammatory properties, helping to dampen chronic low-grade inflammation that can disrupt synaptic function and accelerate cognitive decline. This dual action of metabolic regulation and inflammation control contributes to maintaining mental performance, mood stability, and long-term brain health. Incorporating nuts and seeds into daily nutrition is practical and effective. A handful of walnuts as a snack, adding almonds to breakfast oatmeal, or sprinkling flax or pumpkin seeds on salads ensures a consistent intake of healthy fats and essential micronutrients. Over time, these simple dietary habits provide structural support to neurons, protect against oxidative damage, enhance cerebral blood flow, and maintain efficient neurotransmission. The cumulative effect is a brain that is better equipped to process information, sustain attention, form memories, and adapt to new experiences, supporting cognitive longevity and overall mental resilience as the body ages. The human brain is both fragile and remarkably resilient, a universe contained within the skull where trillions of connections dictate thought, memory, and emotion. What we feed it shapes not only its performance, but the very way we experience the world. Every bite we take carries the potential to nourish neurons, strengthen synapses, and protect delicate circuits from decay, or conversely, to slow them, cloud them, and leave them vulnerable to damage. After decades of discovery in neuroscience and nutritional science, we now understand that certain foods provide more than calories. They provide the raw materials for clarity, focus, and longevity of mind. The question is not simply which foods taste good, but which foods honor the intricate chemistry that allows our thoughts to flourish. Omega-3 rich foods such as fatty fish and flax seeds supply essential fatty acids that strengthen neuronal membranes, enhance synaptic plasticity, and support communication between brain cells. Antioxidant-dense foods like berries and dark chocolate protect neurons from oxidative stress, reduce inflammation, and preserve memory pathways over time. Nutrient-packed leafy greens and cruciferous vegetables supply folate, vitamin K, and other phytonutrients critical for neurotransmitter synthesis and cognitive function. Whole grains and complex carbohydrates provide a steady supply of glucose, the brain's primary fuel, promoting sustained focus, energy, and mood stability throughout the day. Nuts and seeds and other sources of healthy fats and micronutrients support vascular health, ensuring efficient blood flow to the brain while supplying essential minerals for neuronal signaling.